Hey y'all, it's Nikki. I have to tell you about Tecovas boots. I finally have a pair and they're handmade, high quality, stylish, and comfortable. I even got them customized with leather stamping. The folks at Tecovas will help you find just the right pair. So swing by for yours at the Tecovas flagship on South Congress or their store at the Domain. Plus, good news, they just opened a new store in Georgetown at 709 Main Street for those of y'all that live a little further north. So come shop with me at Tecovas. That's TECOVAS.com. Don't go gently, y'all. Today on CityCast Austin, we're rolling out our monthly guide. Think of it as your to-do list, but strictly for fun things. It's January, and things can be a little bit quiet, especially after the packed holiday season we just got through. So I'm here with Madeline Holleran, editor of Austin Monthly, and executive producer Eva Ruth Moravec to help you make this January kick ass. We're talking about what you should eat, what you should drink, and what you should see and hear this January in Austin. So get ready. And if you just discovered CityCast Austin, hello. Tune in every morning to hear our daily podcast where I'll bring you all of the latest on this crazy town. It's Thursday, January 2nd. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hey, Madeline. Hey, Eva Ruth.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We did it.
I know.
Yay.
I'm so excited. First of all, welcome back, Madeline. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Honored to be back. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
I'm excited. This is going to be great. So let's dive right in, right? New year, new fun things to do, and, maybe some old favorite things. Like I said, Austin is normally pretty crazy, I feel like, all the time. And then January is like the only time that the city is like, okay, all right, we're going to give you some time to ease into the year.
Yes.
We'll quiet down a little bit. What are y'all getting into for January?
Well, you're absolutely right. The fall is insane in Austin and the holidays are wild. And then January, it's just ever so slightly more chill, but it's still Austin and there's still a surprising amount of things to do. Even in the first week of January alone, so the very first week of the year is Free Week, which is the Red River Cultural District's, music showcase that they do where all the shows are free. And you can go see bands like Being Dead and Ringo Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always really fun. It's really exciting. And it's a great way to support that district and downtown in general, because this is kind of the deadest time of year for them. And this is the time of year that some of those bars and live music venues can sort of struggle. So it's almost like your patriotic duty as an Austinite to go have fun, see some shows, buy some drinks, buy some merch, support these places. Yeah.
It is your duty.
Yeah.
Get your resident card punched.
You owe them that.
You owe them. But to your point, the Red River Cultural District's Free Week, January 3rd and 4th, that's free music across 12 live music venues. People don't understand what the Red River Cultural District encompasses, like which bars. I'm naming them off. We're talking Barbarella, Chess Club, Cheer Up Charlie's, Elysium, Empire, Control Room and Garage, Flamingo Cantina, Mohawk, Stubbs, Swan Dive, the 13th Floor, Valhalla, Vaquero Tequera, y'all, this is that whole street is offering free music for you.
Those are among the best music venues in the entire city.
Yeah.
That's 80% of the best music venues, in my opinion. So it's really fun. It's really worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
What about you, Eva Ruth? What you getting into?
Okay, so my niece is coming in. She lives in Israel, and she's coming to stay with me for 12 days, and she's 20.
Oh.
And so I am very focused on how am I going to entertain this 20-year-old for 12 days. But she comes in closer to the middle of the month. So I'm I want to see a show at Stubbs with her. I want to take her to some big sporting thing, which UT basketball.
That's what I was going to say. UT men's and women's basketball is now at Moody Center. And now that it's upgraded to Moody Center, it's really fun. That venue is just amazing. amazing.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend that.
I'm a football person. I'm definitely more of a football person. But the more I hear and see on the internet about, first of all, women's basketball, but secondly, just like UT women's basketball, it makes me want to get involved and go.
Well, and the thing about live sporting events, or even if you're not that invested in the actual sport, you know, there's great food and great drinks and cheerleaders and music. And it's like, it's entertaining,
Yes.
whether or not you're super invested in who wins the game, you know?
Oh, listen, if people are excited and they're cheering at an event, a sporting event, I'm like, yes, yes,
Yeah.
we are clapping. Yes.
So exciting.
Yeah.
I do not have to know what's going on at all.
It's just entertainment, and the venue is fun too, and you get to be around like it's just the people watching. I mean, there's so much going on. Yeah, especially for somebody who's not living here. It's like,
yeah.
So I'm excited to like play tourist auntie, you know?
Nice.
And
Yes.
be like, all right, let's get our best face out here, Austin, for my niece.
Definitely.
Let's be a good city. So,
Yes.
you know, our newsletter editor Kelsey mentioned Come From Away, which is a musical about a plane that was diverted on 9/11 and landed in Canada, and it's won a bunch of Tony Awards, so that sounds fun.
I've seen it. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Honestly, all of those Bass Concert Hall, Broadway across America shows are amazing. Like, and there's so many fun ones that are coming up this year. I'm really excited. They're going to be doing a performance of Clue. That was like
I
that
saw that.
that campy movie I was obsessed with as a kid. So
I love Clue.
lots of fun shows coming up there for sure.
Of course, I have to mention MLK March and Festival that's happening on the 20th.
Yes.
Happens every year. The march starts at the Capitol with a really great rally and speakers, and then the procession goes from the Capitol and everybody walks all the way to Houston Tillotson. And then at Houston Tillotson, there's a festival and it's wonderful. And so like if walking is not your jam, you can also just meet up at Houston Tillotson. It's free for the festival.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that. And then y'all, I am so excited about this. I'm about to geek out for a second. There's an Austin DJ. His name is DJ Mel.
Yes.
And DJ Mel, look, you know him. Madeline, I know you know him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You both know him.
Yes.
So DJ Mel used to do this residency at Nasty's. And it was like every Monday night, and it was hip hop, and it was amazing. And everybody would just like crowd into this tiny little broke down place called Nasty's on Guadalupe and dance your face off and just sweat all night.
Yeah.
DJ Mel also like did all of this really wonderful like spinning online during the pandemic. We love DJ Mel. That's all I got to say about it.
He's great.
He's great. He is doing his 73rd installment of Rock the Casbah 80s Dance Party. He's doing it at 310 on the 31st of January. It's like $15. Y'all, I'm about to go dance my ass off. If you need to shake off the holidays, if you need somewhere to just like go and shake your booty, like and dance and shake it all out and dance it all out and sweat a little bit and rock in the new year, I'm telling you, it'll be the best $15 you spent. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, he's amazing. I still like have so much gratitude for him for keeping us all sane during the pandemic when he would have those like streamed, dance parties or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
you
great.
know exactly what I'm talking about. He is, it's like, I know I probably use this term way too often, and I recognize that, but he's just like a quintessential Austin. It's like he's been a part of the fabric of this city for just like for a really long time. And he's been providing just great opportunities to shake your booty. And I don't know about y'all, but I like shaking my booty.
I do too. On that note, Ballet Austin is doing its free day of like fitness and dance January 19th. So they've got all kinds of really fun dance classes. They've got Pilates.
Yes.
If you're kicking off a fitness regime in the new year, or if you just, like you said, want to go like shake your booty a little bit, like that's a really fun spot to go.
That's a great tip.
I love that. I've never heard that. I did not know they did that. That's great.
Very cool.
Speaking of burning calories.
Perfect.
I want to talk about what we gonna eat in January.
Yeah, right.
'Cause,
Enough of
listen,
burning calories. It's cold outside.
it's
We need
cold
to ingest
outside.
some. I know.
Yes.
Yes.
It's cold outside. So apparently, January is National Soup Month, which is weird and niche, but okay. All right, go off, sis. That's fine. We do have a lot of soup options here in Austin, but there are lots of other things to eat in Austin these days. So let's get into what is on y'all's January menu. I want to hear it.
A place I am incredibly excited about is Black Gold. Have you guys been there yet?
Oh, I was just reading about it.
No, but you are like the fourth person to say this to me. What is happening?
It's very buzzy.
Yeah, so Black Gold, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful new space in Crestview. What's really cool about them is they have this kind of emphasis on wild game. So they have an elk burger and they've got like seared duck breast. It's barbecue, but like elevated barbecue with wild game. And then there's sort of a South Texas influence. So they have like Big Red ice cream, like literally with like Big Red soda. It's also just stunning.
Madeline, don't play with me.
I'm serious.
Big Red ice cream?
Yes. Yeah, they basically did this whole South Texas influence there. It's really good and stunning. Like it's so pretty.
Oh, I'm going just for that.
Right. Yeah. And it's cool because they have these, big windows where you can see all the smokers as you eat. And it sounds weird, but it's really pretty to we call it a smoke show. It's just it's really aesthetically pleasing. It's nice. So that is a must try spot for sure.
Oh, my friend John was just telling me about that because I think he lives in that area. Okay, now I have to go. You have me a Big Red ice cream. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
meat. Yes, all the meats. Yes. But also,
it's one of those things that it's got to be really good for it to be on their menu. Because if it, it's just too quirky and weird for it to be a fail. So, yeah.
And it also feels like one of those, if you know, you know. If you know Big Red, if you know, you know what I mean? It's like if you know,
right.
you know.
Not everybody does. Yeah. So that's definitely worth trying. And then, of course, we just had our best new restaurants issue was in November and December. And in incredibly lucky timing, we put Leroy and Lewis on the cover, which just so happened to have won a Michelin star. So if you haven't been to Leroy and Lewis yet, just go. It's amazing. The beef cheeks are amazing. They've got miso glazed carrots and hog fat cornbread. And again, it's everybody loves barbecue, but there's some places that are doing it a little different and a little more elevated where it's not just the same thing you would get everywhere.
Well, and I kind of think that Austin is a place that you need to. I mean, it's a smart thing to do because you can go anywhere and get some good barbecue. You know what I mean?
Right.
We are in no shortage of good barbecue. So
and
it's
smart.
Not
the Houston
yeah. It's
smoked everything. Traditional kind of vibe. We have our own lane, which is yeah. And it's getting a lot of recognition too with the Michelin guide.
Totally. Yeah.
It's smart to step outside the box a little bit.
Definitely.
What about you, Eva Ruth?
Okay. Continuing on my niece's tour of Austin.
Wait, now okay, do you feel comfortable telling us what your niece's name is?
Her name is Leia.
Okay, Leia. Welcome, Leia.
Oh, that's pretty.
Shout out to Leia.
Okay, we taking care of Leia. I like it.
Oh, yeah, we're taking care of Leia. So we are going to go on a vegan tour of Austin because she's vegan. And I'm excited because I have not tried a lot of our vegan restaurants, as a meat eater. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends on what she's feeling, what's interesting to her. But some of the stuff that I thought I'm really excited to try is Nissi vegan Mexican cuisine on Research. I've never tried vegan Mexican, aside from Bolden Creek, which is its own kind of Tex-Mexy, if you can even say that version, somewhat. But I feel like we'll probably hit Bolden Creek too. And then there's Fabric, which I was looking at, which has this it's super fancy. So again, if she's feeling more of one fancy night dinner kind of thing, I'd love to take her there. They have a 7-course vegan fine dining menu, which just sounds awesome. She could eat it's what a treat for a vegan to just be able to eat everything that's there, and have
kind of on trend. Vegetarian and vegan, elevated high-end vegan and vegetarian food seems to be sort of trendy right now. And Fabric is fantastic. I also Jupiter Supper Club is just opening, and that I don't know if it's vegan. I know it's vegetarian. I assume they have vegan options. And that's supposed to be kind of buzzy as well.
I will check that out. And it's on my agenda to find Custard Prison.
Okay.
They were the Eater Austin's best pop-up of 2024. And they make donuts. And they've been at like the Paperboy, the Long Time. They were on Fleet on Manor. I'm going to totally mispronounce this, but I think they're Polish donuts called Pocky or Pozki, and they have cream on the inside, and they make like really traditional flavors. Apparently these are traditional flavors like strawberry rose, apricot cobbler, chocolate, and then they have like really weird flavors like the pickle donut. And yeah, they sound delicious, but the pickle donut is made with garlic, dill, cream cheese, shredded dill pickles, and topped with sesame seeds and a cherry tomato. Would you try it?
Yep.
You're a yes?
I would try it. Yeah. It like at first I was like, that sounds like, but then when you described it, I'm like, yeah, that seems pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm so into that.
So I guess it's a little more of like a breakfasty, like a heartier, more savory donut.
Yeah.
But they're just a pop-up, and you got to just follow them on Instagram to find out when they're going to be and where. So scavenger hunt.
Love it. So there are two places that I'm really curious about. I have not been to. One is Loudmouth.
Yes.
Loudmouth is that new place that opened up on the corner of Rosewood and 11th Street. It's right across from Hillside Pharmacy. It's a big old house. It's just a big house, and they have sandwiches and pizza and beer and cocktails, and their cocktails look very, very good. And then the other one that I'm super excited about is Hissy Fit.
Mm-hmm.
And Hissy Fit is out at the Arboretum, and it's the sister restaurant of Fix Southern House. So it's like Southern food with what seems to be like a New Orleans flair. And the food, y'all, it looks so delicious. I was looking at it the other night and my stomach started growling.
Yeah.
Started growling, but it's like evidently they do breakfast and lunch and dinner. But they're freaking food. They have things like crawfish mac and cheese. They have po' boys. They have like sandwiches. But the thing that I am most excited about that I saw on their list was a frozen Zydeco Hurricane. And I don't know what that is, but I want it.
Ooh.
Sounds like a good time and a bad hangover.
Yeah.
I know. Sign me up. I want it. I want
but
that
I would
hangover.
need a built-in 2-hour nap the following day.
Yeah, their menu looks really good. Hissy Fit fillet of fish, fried green tomatoes, crispy fried oysters, just like all of it looks sticky banana date toffee cake. Like what?
Ooh.
I don't know, but I want that in my mouth.
And that's the team that did Fix. Is that right? Okay.
It's like their sister restaurant or
Yeah.
sister diner.
And Loudmouth is from the team that did
Paperboy.
Paperboy. So it's always nice when there's like the previous credentials, for a new restaurant. They have their bona fides. Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Apparently at Hissy Fit, they have happy hour every Monday through Friday from 2 to 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's $10 specialty appetizers, cocktails, and wines by the glass. So I'm just saying you could do both.
That's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good deal.
yeah. So, listen, I'm just saying, and you know what? Let's just say you go to that happy hour, you have a nice little drinky drink, and you want to keep it moving. There are plenty of places in Austin to also get drinks or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we said go ahead into drinks. What y'all drinking?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people do dry January. I get it.
I'm pro dry January or wet January or somewhere in between.
You're going to hook us up. You're going to hook us up.
I've got all that. Yes. So do we want to start naughty or do we want to start nice?
Why don't we start with dry January?
Okay.
The idea for Dry January began evidently in 2011 when Emily Robinson gave up alcohol to prepare for a half marathon. She noticed that she lost weight, she slept better, and she felt more energetic. She began to share her experience with the idea for a campaign, and the idea for a campaign was born. So anyway, first official day of Dry January campaign was launched in 2013, and now here we are. It's 2024, and almost every person I know is like, Dry January, Dry January, Dry January. So I'm alley-ooping to you, Madeline.
Okay. Well, I actually did an entire feature, I think at the end of 2023 called Austin Sober Revolution, looking at this phenomenon in Austin specifically, because people think of Austin as a party town, which it is, but there are also a ton of non-alcoholic brands that are based here. Austin is home to the country's first dedicated non-alcoholic bar, Sands Bar. And then there's all of these meetup groups and ways to socialize that don't revolve around booze, which became much more prevalent after the pandemic. So the sober and sober curious scene here has absolutely exploded. You guys know there's mocktails on nearly every menu at this point. So some of the brands that are based here, there's Spiritless, which does non-alcoholic tequilas and whiskeys. They're really good. Like, I've had a spiritless margarita and it tastes like a real margarita. It's great. There's Kin Euphorics is here. You can get hop water from Austin Beer Works. For those who are doing dry January but still don't mind a little CBD, THC, Restart CBD has THC infused margaritas, which are quite potent, but they are booze free. And then, are you guys familiar with Deer Dry Drinkery on East Cesar Chavez? So they do all of the drinks that they sell are non-alcoholic, and they, especially in the month of January, they're doing drink making classes. They're doing tastings every Wednesday night. They do sober girl walks where people get together and go walk together. I think people are looking for ways
I love this.
to connect and socialize that don't necessarily revolve around drinking.
What was the last one called where you had with the classes and stuff?
Deer Dry Drinkery is
Deer Dry Drinkery.
It's the city's first non-alcoholic bottle shop. So it's basically like you go and they've got non-alcoholic wines, spirit alternatives, non-alcoholic beers. And yeah, they do all of these tastings and classes. And when I did this article on Austin Sober Revolution, a lot of people who don't drink used to feel like it totally cuts away the socializing. Like, how do you socialize if you're not drinking? But I think now this sober curious movement has sprouted where people still get together, whether it's through fitness, whether it's through mocktails, whatever it is, and they kind of bond over this. There's my friend Paige also runs an account on Instagram called Sober and Funky, and she's a former bartender. She's sober and she does a lot of sober events around the city too. So especially in January, it's kind of everywhere. And I think a lot of people in the new year, in addition to wanting to be healthier, want to meet new people and make new connections. You have New Year's resolutions. So all of that kind of comes together here.
I had no idea we had so much stuff. This is great.
Either.
This is great.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
And I know a lot of sober people, and I'm always, I try to be cognizant about the things that we, do. And maybe we don't go to a bar every single time we hang out and just, not have to worry about drink. Do you want to drink? Do you want to drink?
Yeah.
You have to be kind of deliberate. Let's go someplace where that's not a thing or.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I love these options.
Yeah. Even things like I went to Top Golf with my dad recently, and it's that's just another excuse to drink. There's just, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's baked into the culture. Everywhere you go, you get a cocktail immediately. And,
right.
But now, for those who, some people who are truly sober don't even want mocktails. It's too triggering. But for those who are into it, the drinks are good. They have fun names.
Yeah.
They look just as beautiful. You would never know the difference. I probably go to events 6 times a week, which is pretty wild. But I would say most nights of the week, 5 or 6 nights a week, I do not drink. And then the other nights I do. So I think you have to keep in mind, it doesn't have to be all or nothing.
On the flip side of that,
if you're doing wet January damp,
January, I want to know where y'all are drinking. I want to know where y'all are drinking this January.
Well, I just went fairly recently to the new St. Elmo of Springdale. I don't know if you guys have been there yet. It's gorgeous.
No.
The artist Emily Eisenhart did all of the murals on the walls, so it's really pretty. For those of you who have kids, this is a great spot to go because they have a huge patio and a children's play area. I just went to Tiger Lily, which was previously Estelle's, and that space has always been gorgeous. So that's a fun one.
I was just there. Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's pretty. It's always been a really gorgeous space.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah. So that's a fun spot.
It's beautiful.
Did y'all like the drinks?
I didn't even end up getting a drink while I was there, so I can't speak to that. I'm going back this week, but it just in terms of the aesthetics, it's really pretty.
The aesthetics are top tier.
You know, aesthetics matter. Yeah, there's like really pretty jewel tones and flowers. Like it's very pretty.
An entire wall that you can see the city, a wall of windows. So you can just see the city.
Yes.
Wonderful. The aesthetic was on point. The staff was great. We had taken, because we went there originally to go to the reindeer room, which is the holiday pop-up downstairs.
Yeah, I went too.
It was too hot. It was too small in there. So we ordered our drinks and went upstairs to Tiger Lily and sat. So the holiday drinks from Reindeer Room, very, very, very good. The aesthetic at Tiger Lily, awesome.
Yeah.
It's definitely pretty. For those who like aesthetics or want to get the perfect Instagram or TikTok, video, that's a good spot to go for sure. But for those who haven't been to Prelude, I think it's like the most gorgeous bar, the most incredible place to go get like a martini or just like kind of like a Sex in the City like drink. It's just very sleek, perfect for date night. I also really like the Flower Shop that just opened on the east side, and that is like a New York City spinoff. It's got sort of a 70s vibe to it, but that's like really vibey.
Ooh. What about you, Eva Ruth?
Yeah, well, continuing along my theme, I think I may have at least a couple weeks of a dry January. Unless, she's 20, so who knows? I mean, I wouldn't mind using this as an opportunity also to see like the NA, explore more of the NA options here. I'm very intrigued that we have a bottle store for non-alcoholic drinks. Because I was just at like
it's really pretty.
Yeah, I was just at this market the other day and we were sipping mixers and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a whole industry that I haven't even tapped into, because I'm not a super bartendery like mixologist at home. I have like my few things that I like and I kind of stick to that. I don't do a lot of experimenting. So I'm not going to like seek out a new mixer, but it's like, yeah, I would definitely love to just try some options and see what's out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost funny after we've survived the holiday season where every bar was a holiday pop-up and it's like color explosion.
Everybody.
Flavor explosion and like dopamine explosion. And like now to go back to like regular bars, it's almost going to feel like
we want like rich mahogany and low lighting, jewel tones.
It's a little bit of a vibe shift. Yeah.
It's going to be a complete shift, especially like there's like no more hot chocolate. I'm like, yes, I've been enjoying my hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I mean, the holiday pop-ups this year, they were just so many. I feel like in the past there were like 5 and this year they were like 75. Like every bar did it. It was wild. So, yeah, we're kind of coming off of that craziness. But
explosion.
It's like every bar was like, hold my beer. Like you think, bigger, better, more.
It really was. Yeah, it almost felt like a competitive thing. It was wild.
It did.
I kind of wonder if like that could ever get into other holidays. Like, could we have a Valentine's pop-up scene?
Maybe eventually.
St. Patrick's pop-up scene.
A couple of them have already started doing Halloween pop-ups, so why not? It's just a hop.
There you go.
Hop, skip, and a jump. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Somebody do it. So I have 2 speakeasies that I have been dying to try that, Madeline, I'm curious if you've been to, that I have committed to trying in January. So one is Traveler's Lodge.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so for y'all that don't know I want to hear what you think about it. For y'all that don't know Traveler's Lodge, it's right outside the Cabana Club. Y'all know I'm always at Cabana Club. And it's a futuristic speakeasy that makes cocktails made with organic and local ingredients. It's a big-ass double-decker bus. Okay, Madeline, you got to tell me about it.
So I haven't been yet.
Oh.
But it's on my list. I feel like there's sort of this trend of like party on wheels where it's like there's more of these kind of mobile. It looks like a big like London double-decker bus, right?
Yes. Okay, so my friend Jared went. He went to that one, and then he went to another one that's it's like a small Airstream trailer that I can't find. And it's so funny. I go to the Cabana Club, and we kept seeing this bus, and I'm like, what is in that bus? And then we kept seeing people dressed in astronaut uniforms, like walk by, and I was like, what is happening?
Oh, funny.
And I finally looked it up, and it is like a full-on futuristic, like you're in a spaceship kind of. Yeah,
Crazy.
I
Yeah.
cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm
I
going.
mean, Visitant Social Club, is that the one you're thinking of that was in a trailer where they like retrofitted it into like this kind of disco speakeasy? Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, it's small and tiny.
I feel like it's still around. I'm just not sure where it is now. But Visitant Social Club, I have been to before, and it was really fun. Like it again, it's like party on wheels. Like it does feel like this is like a thing right now.
That's so fun, like misleading too. I love the mystery
Right.
of it. It's
Yes.
fun.
I love it. And they don't. There's no signage.
No, it's just you're like it's like a trailer, and then you're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, it's like a double-decker bus in the parking lot. So we were like, what is going on? Is that somebody's house? Like, what is going on? I thought it was where someone lived, is what I thought. And I never really saw anybody go into it. Anyway, I'm very excited about Traveler's Lounge. And then the other one I want to go to is Daisy Lounge off of Slaughter. And I know absolutely nothing about it other than I was told that the drinks are some of the best in the city.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'll be the judge of that. Have you been?
No, it's again, it's on my it's so funny because I get emails from new bars opening, and I feel like 4 new bars open every single week.
Oh my God.
Like it is crazy. It's impossible. Like, listen, I've tried to go to every single spot that's ever opened in the city, and like it cannot be done because there's so many of them.
I know.
But yes, I've heard of Daisy Lounge, and it's very attractive too. Like bars are just so beautiful these
They're
days.
beautiful.
I think it's just the social media effect where every single space is just stunning, you know?
Everybody is stepping it up.
Yeah.
Everybody is just like, don't you want to be here?
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about them. I feel like I've talked about them with you before, Madeline, but I'm not sure. I know I talked about it with you, Eva Ruth. The Powder Room.
Yeah.
The first time I went to the Powder Room, they take your phone and you can't take pictures.
Right.
And I was like, okay. That was the first time I was like, oh, people are stepping their game up in Austin. Because when you go in there, it's like, it's like suede and like luxury.
Swanky.
And I'm like, swanky. And I'm like, okay, we are not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
Austin is not playing around.
What did you think about not having your phone though? Was that kind of nice?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
loved it. If it was jarring at first, but
Right.
it's like I was like, okay, there are people that were meeting me there that were late, and I was like, hey, they are taking my phone.
Mhm.
I have to go inside. I'm in here, so
Well, it's so crazy because there's nowhere you go where there's no phones anymore.
nowhere.
I love that because it just like reframes the whole experience. It's like, this is about you having the experience,
Yes.
not having this distraction. But you know what, Nikki, the other day you were talking about, I can't remember who we were talking to, but it was about a bar that's like very hidden in downtown, and you have to like look basically in the door.
Plain sight.
Plain sight.
Yeah.
And since that conversation, every time I'm driving anywhere now, I'm like, oh my God, is that a bar? Is that a bar? Because I just feel like there are things hidden throughout this city.
Oh yeah.
Well, listen, Austin is really stepping it up. Plenty of opportunities for you to get out and about in the city, whether you drink or whether you don't drink. January is, it tends to be a little slower, but we have given you more than enough more than enough ideas of what you can get into should you be feeling like you want to get out of the house. And so we have learned a lot. Madeline has hooked us up once again with all kinds of fantastic things. And, I want y'all to go forth and have a great January. That's what you should do, whether it's dry or damp.
Can I add one more thing before we go?
Please do.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
So Austin Monthly every year has a huge party called Singles in the City, where we pick the most eligible singles in the city, and then we present them on stage, and like 600 other singles come and meet them and mingle with singles.
Yes.
And a lot of other places are doing these singles events now, but we are like the OGs. We've been doing this for like nearly 20 years. But we're in the nomination period for the most eligible singles through January 17th. So if you know someone amazing who lives in Austin who is single, or if you are someone amazing who lives in Austin that is single, go to austinmonthly.com and nominate them, and then come to our party February 13th. Mark your calendar.
Like, 8 names just popped up into my head.
Yay!
Nikki's like, I know all of them.
Right?
So does it matter? Is it straight singles, gay singles, queer singles? Doesn't matter.
All of the above. Yes.
Yes. All right, you heard it here. Madeline, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you, guys.
Eva Ruth, thank you so much for being here today, too.
Oh, yes. Thanks
yeah.
for sharing all y'all's great recommendations with my niece and I.
Yeah.
She's going to have a great time. Leia's going to have a great time. Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. You'll find links to Madeline's work along with the links for the great recommendations we talked about today in our show notes. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Austin newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.